Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? Hope you're having a fantastic, fantastic day, and may peace be upon you. Thank you for watching this video today. I have the beautiful, the gorgeous, and absolutely inspirational Doria Cordova. And she is the CEO and owner of Accelerated Business School for Entrepreneurs, and also the Money and You program, which I happen to be a graduate of it. And her organization has helped over 165,000 people from over 85 countries since 1979. And some of today's wealth experts are graduates from the program. Thus, her organization has impacted thousands and millions of people around the world. Doria, thank you so much for today. It's been a pleasure to have you today.
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you, Doria. And today, Doria is going to be talking about the topic of women and money, because she's over her training, her vast experiences, and her success. She's the perfect person to kind of share the light about the myths and behind women and around money. So, Doria, is there any difference between men and women when it comes to money?
Absolutely, absolutely. The nature of women is to be nurturing, and that's because we can have babies, and it's literally in our DNA for us to be of service. So women have a hard time sometimes asking for what they are worth, and they hesitate. Women sometimes they're the who volunteer for things to be done for free when they should be. And women also have a tendency to get to the office or to the workplace earlier and stay later, which sometimes men don't. So it's really important to remember that it is in our DNA. So you're going to have to work a little harder to snap out of it so that you can really accomplish your goals, because there are going to be times when you need to speak up and you need to learn how to negotiate. So you go into negotiations with the least that you will ever accept and make that high. Do your research. What do the men get paid? What do the men charge? And then when you go into negotiations, then you will have that in mind and you will not to ask for what you need.
That's amazing, because I felt it in myself. I felt that I always have to work harder, smarter, longer, give and give and give, to the point that you train. And you kind of highlighted beautifully that because there is a difference it is in our DNA. So that kind of brings up to the concept of equality. Like, I know we're in 2020 now, but is there like in terms of equality? Like, is there an equality between men and women in terms of money making? Or has the times changed now?
Well, we have made a lot more strides from the time I've been in the workplace for over 50 years in the workplace.
Right.
So yes, certain things have definitely changed, and in certain countries. But there are many countries where they still have ads where they have men will get paid this much and women will get paid this much, and it's much less. So I have not personally, and I've been asking a lot of people, and the United Nations and the sustainability goals, the 16 sustainability goals will confirm this. There's no country on the planet that has equality for women. There's no country. So everywhere you go, you will have this belief that men should be paid more and that they can earn. And that's actually a very old belief, because it has been proven over and over again that things like technology, there is many things that it cannot tell whether you're a man or a woman, a black or white, Latina. It's just that it is. And certain women just have a beautiful brain for it. So what you have to do, the key to getting out of that is for you do have to work harder, what we mentioned a little bit earlier, but also don't let that affect you. And be very mindful of being very loving to other women. Never compete with other women in the workplace or for a relationship. for a man in your life, don't ever do that. Never
Mm.
steal another man, another woman's husband or
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend. It's
That's
very
right.
bad karma,
Mm.
and it will make you feel not worthy. It will
Mm.
make you feel guilty. It will make, because women are very loving. There's
Mm.
very few women. You know that there's hardly any women serial killers. I don't know if you know this.
No, I don't. I've only seen men, Doria.
Oh, no, there's a few. There's
Right,
about three major,
right.
no. Now there are women that kill their husbands or kill people,
Mm-hmm.
but serial killers. So
Mm.
I, it is not again in our DNA, but
That's
we get
right.
pitted against each other. So what we have to be careful when you're around other women, cooperate with them,
Mm.
collaborate, find out how you can help each other. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
he's to go to a certain position and you
Mm-hmm.
go, hey, let me help you get there. And when you get there, you bring me up, and then we'll bring her up, we'll bring her up. The, the collaborative actions
Mm.
among women has to increase in order to change the paradigm.
I think that's like well said there, because so like in my experiences, like when I go to party, when people ask me, what do you do? I say, I'm a housewife. And it's the woman itself that put me down. I'm like, what the heck is this? Right. So Doria, you kind of like touch base, like one of the biggest pitfall that we as women can experience. And one of it you mentioned is, don't put other women down. Not only is bad karma, but it's also gonna when women work together, we have a massive, massive energy between us. So what would you say is another pitfall that we usually get trapped into this vicious cycle?
Number one, if somebody introduces you as a housewife,
Mm-hmm,
like when somebody introduces me to a housewife,
mm-hmm.
somebody says it like that, I go, oh my God, are you available for work? And they go,
Yes.
I said, okay, let me get this. A
Yeah.
housewife multitasks. A housewife has to manage the money, has to manage the children, has to
Mm-hmm.
cook, has to do a lot of things. I look for housewives that want jobs. So what happens is that I actually do that. If somebody does that still,
Mm.
I do this whole thing with them and literally pull out my card and give it to them and say, if you ever want a job, give me a call because I specifically look for housewives. Now,
Amazing. Mm-hmm.
and then by then, the women that was kind of, well, she's just a housewife, looks at me, and I usually have broken a paradigm. There is
Mm.
there is a break, is what they call a pattern interrupt. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, that is so true. So what you have to do, but also that comes from you.
Mm.
You probably introduce yourself like that. So what you
Yeah.
have to do is you have to create business cards. You have to create a presence for yourself.
Mm.
You have to like say, somebody's introducing you like that because they don't know now that you are a best-selling author,
Yeah.
that you are a podcaster. So when somebody introduces you like that,
Mm-hmm.
you say yes. And it has been those skills that has allowed me now to be a best-selling author, and for me to
Absolutely.
be a podcaster, and for me to have in my Rolodex direct connection to people like Doria Cordova and other amazing human beings that are changing the world. And that's what I do.
Absolutely.
You know,
Oh,
see,
that's
like,
amazing. It's like a shift of thing. You completely pattern interrupt things rather than putting someone down, you help them bring them up. And I love what you mentioned about, like, as women, we just got to snap out of it, isn't it? We just got to snap out of it, whether at workforce, do our research, have better skills in negotiation, don't put other women down, and kind of like pattern interrupt the things around us. So,
and,
so what would
and you
be
give them a call. Sorry, very quickly, and you give them a call the next day and say, clearly, I have not communicated directly, correct what
Mm.
I really do. So do you mind next time you introduce me, if you can just say, she's a best-selling author, a podcaster, and she does all of that while she takes care of her family.
That is absolutely amazing. And that's your essence of how women can help other women rather than, putting other women down, how women can help other women. I mean, forget about the men, right? It's the women that needs to bring us up
Yeah.
together. So let's wrap things up, Doria. What would be the one wisdom or what would be the one key action that you can share with anybody and everybody that's listening listening from now and for 1,000 years to come?
That you really need to focus on your strengths and also make a list of all your weaknesses. This is really important. That every human being has strengths and weaknesses. What happens a lot of times, and particularly women, have a tendency to just focus on the weaknesses. And so once you have a list, like for instance, I am really good with money and with cash.
Right.
With things that have to do with generating and making money and prospering others. I am not good with books. I am not good at bookkeeping or taxes or keeping track of that. So what do? I surround myself with good bookkeepers, good accountants. And I know that about myself. And so I don't pretend to be everything. So then you can hire others. You can leverage yourself with others. When you have something that you're really good at. So make a list of all your best strengths, all your weaknesses, and don't do those things that you're weak at. Have others do it and just focus on the ones that you're really strong at. And another list, especially for right now,
yes,
you want to make a list of all the things that you have access to, which access, the new definition of wealth is to have access to networks, to cash, to investments, to, like in our Fridays with
that's right.
New program, you have access to people that can help you with finances and where to find money. I don't do that. That is not my, but we have people now in network that. And so you want to have access also to people that can support you going well, because life is not going to go well.
Exactly.
So you have a list of all your assets. And when you have those lists of your strength, of your weaknesses, and all of the access and assets that you have, now you have a beautiful, like a list that you can go to, that you can work from, and also it can help you when not feeling so well.
Oh, that's amazing. And that's absolutely simple and easy and absolutely doable to anybody. Even if you just write 3 things in there, 3 strengths, 3 weaknesses, 3 access, and 3 networks, it's already like a starting point for anybody that's listening.
I would do 10.
10, there you go. This is like the 10x lady kind of thing. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dora. It's been such a blessing and a pleasure for you to be sharing your wisdom. And I'm sure like many, many, many women that's listening to this is going to benefit from it. Thank you so much, Dora. Until the next time, everybody, thank you for catching the Inspiring Women series with me, Dr. Izdihar Jamil, and we'll see you in the next session. Thank you. Bye.